Hi everybody.
Hi,
I'm Lisa,
and I'm Renee,
and together we are the Tapping Duo. So last night was something I guess they've only done on occasion, boy band versus girl band music.
Well, let's talk about that right away. Did you like it?
It was okay. It was
Okay.
It was okay. It was just okay.
So you didn't like their different. I know it was at the end of the night, but we can talk about it first.
Yeah, I didn't like the team. I think it's a waste of my time to have to sit and watch a boy dance and a girl dance that they're going to score exactly even, and it has no bearing. It doesn't move the show forward at all.
Well, you know what I thought was interesting is when they scored it, they said they much preferred the boys.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then when they scored it, they scored evenly.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they got the same scores.
It's the exact
Somebody
same
might have
score.
scored different. I mean, they might have switched and who did an 8 or a 9 or whatever, but they didn't make it a big deal.
Nope.
You know, so
And the only reason they gave them 8 or 9s is because we're not at the end of the season, so they didn't feel they could do the whole teams as 10s.
now, do you think they commented on the boys being safe for a reason? Because those 4 girls, I was shocked that they were in the bottom.
They all outdanced. Let's see, they outdanced Bonner. They outdanced David.
Maybe not Rashad.
Yeah.
Rashad.
Yeah.
Maybe not
They
him.
probably outdanced Nick, and yet it's
Oh,
4
yeah.
girls. What's that?
Yeah, but that made them feel really comfortable, so they danced and didn't worry about being kicked off. So do you think that? My question is do you think that's why they did that announcement before, to make all the girls feel real nervous? That one of them,
Wouldn't put it past them.
oh my gosh, we're not going to do very well because
I'm so stressed
I
out.
might go home.
Right.
I bet Nancy Kerrigan was really nervous that she was going to be the one going home.
I think you're probably right.
But you look at that, you go, Normani, Nancy.
And and so then that just took me whole back to the popularity contest. We've moved out of dancing to popularity, and if you don't have a following, then you go home.
Yeah, because I know in my class this morning when I mentioned it, most of the ladies wanted to know who Heather was.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, she's the girl in Glee. And they go, oh, her. But that's all they knew her from.
Uh-huh.
So you don't vote on that you thought she did really well?
Right.
So.
I mean, Heather outdanced everyone last night. And,
How neat, though, to go home on that high note.
True,
Seriously.
but they'll score people high knowing they're going home. But,
You think they know? You think all the coaches know that that's who's going to go home?
I don't know. I think they kind of set the people up. So I thought that Heather truly, truly deserved her 10s last night.
She did.
And did not deserve to go
She
home.
did. And Max was like, but I have to tell you, I'm glad Max isn't doing any more dancing, because after that injury, I want him to be dancing a long time. I'm glad that he doesn't have to do the strain of, he could re-injure himself.
Well,
so,
and in my own head, I was like, okay, obviously there's a reason behind the scenes that we don't know
Yeah.
about. So.
All right, into the show.
So now we'll go to the beginning of the show.
Yes. Simone.
Okay.
She's a gymnast. She's not a dancer. She's strong. She's powerful, but she's a gymnast. I hope this helps her floor exercise.
Yeah,
That's what
they
I see.
wanted her to be sexy in the samba, right? Well, they didn't dress her to be sexy.
Those boots were the wrong boots to have on.
That was just not the right costuming to soften her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She needed a little more flowing, a little more material.
Yeah. Well, that was a samba, and that's, the boots, I don't know. I didn't know why she was dancing in those boots.
I didn't either. It just made her hard. So she didn't even, just looking at her, you didn't have a chance to see,
She's not a dancer.
No,
She's not like the other gymnasts that have been on the show.
right.
I always think of Chrissy Everett back in the day and Martina. Martina was such a strong masculine player, and Chrissy was so fluid and flowy, and they both were powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Simone is more like Martina.
Mm-hmm.
She's just got a stronger edge to her.
Yeah,
And she got a 35.
right. Okay, then we had Barner and Sharna doing the rumba. Now, I don't think he did much dancing, but they gave him 30 points. So, I don't know my dances as well as they do, but I was like, that was a 30. And Nick did more in his jive and scored less.
Yeah, but that jive was, there weren't any flicks that were pointed toes. There wasn't any of that. His foot was flat. I agreed with Carrie Ann perfectly where his hands are like this and his feet are like that, and it needs to be the opposite. His feet need to be like this and his hands can be more like that. You know, and that's his problem.
But if you go to content, I thought that Nick had more content than Bonner's rumba. Sharna danced up a storm, but I don't know that Bonner danced up a storm.
Well, he posed her.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my point. You know, I'm not sure that's dancing. Maybe that's the rumba, though.
Well, that's the male role in it.
Okay, so he got a 30. Then we have Nancy and Artem with Paso Doble.
Boy, she's hard on herself, man.
Whew.
Whew.
Yeah, I thought she did pretty well, though.
Um,
I thought she did better than Simone, and that she didn't get scored better than Simone.
yeah, she always pulls it out at the end. You know, she always comes to the party. I'm not a fan of Nancy's dancing, so I think she tries really hard. I feel nothing between her and Artem, and I think that
I
might
agree.
be it too. There's
I
just
agree.
no chemistry there at all. But there's no chemistry between Sasha and Simone either. You know,
No.
but I feel that Sharna can put chemistry in anyone.
I would agree.
So,
It's very true.
then we have Nick and Peta.
Right, they did a jive and got 28. Like I said, I thought Nick at least was content-wise a stronger.
Oh, maybe this is where I
Dancer
mean
than
about the pointy toes.
I think it is.
Yeah, I had the wrong person. I'm
No, you
so
didn't.
sorry.
I had brought Nick into the Bonner
Oh.
discussion. You were fine.
Okay, all right. You confused me there for a second.
No.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I just was, when I was looking at Bonner's 30, I thought Nick got cheated because I thought Nick, whether he executed it well enough, is different from at least having the content in there and doing it. But you said Rumba's posing, so there you go.
Well, it's a lot of hip action.
Did you see any hip action?
Well,
on
I
Bonner?
keep thinking about his back. I'm not sure he can do
Yeah,
that.
that's what Bill said.
Well, then he did the best hip action he could.
Okay, and all right. Normani
She's tough
and
today,
Val.
boy, you guys. She's tough. She sends y'all home.
Normani and Val, they did a salsa.
Okay, Normani, the salsa, right? I saw very little salsa, but to talk about her dancing, it was fabulous.
Yeah,
she's so good. But I didn't see a whole lot. It did display her dancing ability, but I didn't see a lot of content.
Right.
I
They
agree
were
with
not going to let Val try to weasel his way out of the choreography of that
No,
one.
I agreed with Len on that one. Okay,
David and Lindsay, they did an Argentine tango. We were talking earlier, right? He got an 8.
Yeah, he got an 8.
And Normani got an 8.
And Normani got an 8. And I'm like, how can they both get an 8? Now, they were from different people.
True. And I guess in different areas, because Len gave her an 8 because there wasn't a traditional salsa. And David got
Me and Argentine tango.
No, Normani got an 8 because it wasn't a traditional salsa
yes.
from Leonard.
Yes.
From Len. And David got an 8 from Nick Carter because he appreciated
Oh, he really appreciated it.
how well David did.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
It
The whole
is.
night was interesting. Now you have Rashad.
Yes, Rashad and Emma. They did a tango. What'd you think?
Oh, I thought it was really good. I thought he got really excited about it. You know, he played real hard. He got real strong. I thought Emma did a great job on the choreography on that one. If you listen to the words, she'd put her head where it needed to be during the lean, and then when she looked over his shoulder, there were words about being over your shoulder. I don't know if you paid attention.
I did pay attention.
I thought I love that. I like it when a choreographer does that. So, and I really enjoyed watching him go afterwards and go to his training
practice,
thing,
yeah.
and dragged her across the room.
Yeah,
that was cute.
funny. It made me laugh.
I'm happy for Emma. Emma's a really good dancer, and to me, she's really being able to showcase what she can really do by having a good partner. So I'm happy for her.
And
Anyway,
then
they got a 37.
37. Then the last dance.
Heather and Max.
Right.
Welcome back, Max. Goodbye, Max.
With the rumba.
She did a beautiful
That was a
rumba.
great number.
It was really, really good.
You know, it was interesting because I got to go back to David and Lindsay. You know, Lindsay did a lot of dancing around David and had him lift her, which is her go-to thing when she doesn't necessarily get a dancer.
She does. She gets lifted. And you know, in the package when they were doing it before, she just throws herself up on these guys. Oh, she's brave because she better do it while she's young because
she has complete faith in them.
and then that he's in his 40s and can lift her over his head. You know, that's worth an 8, I guess, right there. Well, no, it was a shocker. It was like if you watch Survivor, someone got blindsided last night, I felt.
Yeah.
It was Heather and Max. I think she finally hit her stride. She finally felt confident with all the dance experience she's had, and it was all coming back, and bam, bam, gone, right? Out of here. Felt so bad. She's probably...
We'll miss her.
I'll miss her, yeah, because I finally feel like she was there.
Right.
You know, and off she went.
Yeah.
So bye, Heather. We'll see you, Max, but bye, Heather. We'll miss you. Who do you think should have gone home instead of her?
Well, if you were still in the girls, it would have. I think it should have been Nancy.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
And if we're opening it up bigger, then it would be Bonner or Nick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think Bonner and Nick should go.
Yeah.
Soon. Who do you predict will win? I have 2 people that I think should.
Well, I think in the finals will be Normani, Rashad, and they'll probably keep Simone alive. But I don't know that Simone will win.
Well, she
I'm
shouldn't.
not sure I want her to win. I would really like Normani to win. So.
Normani or Rashad, they're running even for me. They're running really even. And now a lot of that has to do with me is that Emma has never won. And I think she's really great. So, and Val has. So, I don't want to take away from Val, though. I mean, it's always nice to always win. But, you know, it'd be nice to see Emma do that. So, anyway, can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. And we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Be safe.